Welcome back, Spanish Inquisitors and other Inquisitors. Why are they always Spanish? Anyway, today we're talking about the latest innovation in turning you into a debt-powered human battery for the banking system. The 50-year mortgage, or as lenders like to call it, a lifetime bondage, the Deluxe edition. Because why stop at 30 years of debt when you can stretch it out until you're old enough to forget why you bought the house in the first place?
Hey, you're gonna need these. The font is small, old man.
Perfect, now I can see exactly how much they're ripping me off. Let's climb the ladder. Number 10, you pay interest like it's a weekly loan from Vinny. Let's start with the obvious. With a 50-year mortgage, you pay 2 to 3 times the price of the house in interest alone. Buy a $300,000 home? Congratulations, you just purchased a $900,000 experience. Kind of like Disneyland, except without mouse ears and Space Mountain, or the overpriced food. If you think paying triple for something is a good idea, then I'm having a yard sale this weekend that I'd like you to attend. There is no universe where paying triple on something is a good deal for the borrower. Almost makes a loan from Vinny of the Sopranos look like a good idea. Number 9, equity, more like LOLity. For the first 20 years of this monstrosity, your payment goes almost entirely to interest. That means after 2 decades of loyalty payments, you will have built enough equity to maybe buy a sandwich. Okay, a large sandwich. You, after 20 years, will have a whopping 14% equity. That means 86% of your payments went to interest after 20 years. Yes, after 20 years, you might be able to upsize McDonald's. Cool. If you can't understand why this is a bad idea, then there is no hope for you. Number 8, you'll be paying into retirement or longer. Start at 30, you finish around age 80. Start at 40, you finish at bury me with my mortgage statement. And keep in mind the median home buyer recently hit 50 years old. Now as an engineer, I can quickly calculate the age of the buyer when they pay off the loan. They are dead, or almost dead. Definitely on the downswing. You get to play the world's worst game show. Which one first, you or the loan? Number 7, you'll probably sell before you ever benefit. Americans move every 7 to 13 years. A 50-year mortgage laughs at your life decisions. You'll sell long before building meaningful equity, meaning you lose money, pay closing costs, and redo the whole circus again somewhere else. You only have 5% equity after 10 years, so you might as well just rent. And keep in mind, for decades mortgages were 15 or 20 years. It's almost like those in charge don't want you to own anything.
Hey, Dad. Here's your 50 years mortgage equity.
This is empty.
Not my problem. You took out the loan.
Oh, I see how it is. Number 6, your house might not even last 50 years. The typical roof lasts 20 to 25 years. An HVAC system, maybe 15 if you're lucky. This assumes that the equity is similar to past years, which is no guarantee. In case you hadn't noticed, the quality of things has fallen. In fact, the quality in current homes is pathetic. So you sign up for a 50-year commitment on something that just isn't going to last. In a 50-year mortgage, you will replace your home's major systems twice, which is fun because that contradicts the "you always make money on your house" mantra. Sinking quality of home just makes that a less likely outcome. And don't get me started on the deteriorating quality of wood. Fast-growing pine just doesn't have the strength of older growth trees. Number 5, you could be underwater for decades. Because equity builds slower than a turtle walking up a hill in a rainstorm, you could owe more than the home's worth for a really long time. Market dips, neighborhood declines, your puny amount of equity is just gone. Poof. So now say you have to move and sell your house. Then you've got to come up with the extra cash just to get out of the mortgage because you are what is referred to as upside down. Remember, the idea that market always goes up is not written in stone. It took the Japanese stock market decades to get back to even. After a peak in 1989, it took 34 years to get back to even. There is just no such thing as a sure thing. Number 4, the refinance trap. You pay to start over. Since you have almost no equity for the first 10 to 15 years, if you ever need to refinance for a better rate or cash out for an emergency, you're stuck. And if you do refinance, you pay thousands in closing costs to essentially hit the reset button on your 50-year timer. You're just starting the debt clock over again, but now you're even older. You just paid to trade one 50-year anchor for a slightly shinier 50-year anchor. Your lack of equity just kills your position.
Here you go. You can use this to see if you should refinance.
I'm not touching that. That's how the bank wins. Number 3, the psychological toll is real. You think regular mortgages stress people out? Try imagining a debt that lasts longer than some marriages, civilizations, and TikTok influencers' career. You wake up every day knowing your mortgage payment is waiting for you, like a homeless guy that secretly moved into your basement. This effect is especially taxing on women, as they view the home differently than most men. A mortgage is viewed as a threat. Never underestimate the mental benefits that come with a paid-off home. A 50-year mortgage almost guarantees that never happens, and that cloud will linger over you forever. Number 2, it's a symptom of a bigger problem. If you need a 50-year mortgage to afford a home, guess what? It doesn't mean you're finally responsible enough to buy a house. If you need a 50-year loan to get a house, that's a red flag, not a great opportunity. A house is a giant money sink, and the only way it's an investment is with significant appreciation. And that just isn't a sure thing. Requiring a 50-year mortgage means the house is too expensive for you, or your income is too low, or the housing market is being run by cartoon villains. Either way, there is no shame in renting, and at certain times, like right now, it's the better fiscal decision for most people. Number 1, you pay so much money, the bank should give you naming rights. You know how football teams sell naming rights to the stadiums? Yeah, your bank suckering you into one of these schemes should at least let you name their lobby. You pay so much interest on these financial vehicles, the bank should let you use one of their spare offices. You know, we could have something like, "This Wells Fargo branch proudly brought to you by Steve's Terrible Mortgage Terms." Banks love 50-year mortgages because they get filthy rich and you get a nice email saying, "Thank you for your continued payments." It's almost like they want to keep you on the wheel of debt like a hamster, but without the food pellets. What do you got there?
This came FedEx from the bank. It says congratulations on your new loan.
Yeah, this almost makes the crippling debt worth it. So what did we learn today? A 50-year mortgage is what happens when you mix desperation, bad math, and a housing market run by people who probably laugh when the poverty rate rises. Could it technically get you into a home? Sure. Is it a smart idea? Only if you've recently suffered a head injury. What's this? Oh, yeah. Safety first. So anyway, drop your thoughts below, hit that like and subscribe, and whatever you do, pay off your mortgage before you hit the age where breakfast becomes the highlight of your day. And as always, keep climbing.
And in the morning, I'm making waffles.